the mystery of Jeffrey Epstein's wealth has never been clarified.
He started out as a Dalton teacher, right? A teacher at the private school in Manhattan.
Absolutely, absolutely. And he then went to Bear Stearns. He left Bear Stearns, the investment bank, under very mysterious circumstances. And what's interesting about that is that he seemed to have a curious power over the two gentlemen who ran Bear Stearns, James Kane and Ace Greenberg, and he was certainly questioned by the SEC back in the day.
The Securities Exchange Commission.
Yes, as to what he might have known about an insider trading case to do with a company called St. Joe's Mineral Corp, in which both Ace Greenberg and Jimmy Kane were also questioned. So, you know, this is a man who definitely trades in the knowledge he has over the rich and famous and uses it for leverage. He also introduces rich and famous people like Bill Clinton, like Donald Trump, to girls. You then asked me about the charges today. I think what's so interesting about the charges today is that they're the result, the indictments that are going to be unsealed are the result not only of the FBI's work, but of the public corruption unit, which does suggest, and obviously I'm speculating here, that bribery may have been involved. And why that's so important is for me, who tried to expose this man for what he is back in 2000, and I was actually reporting it late 2002, the piece ran in 2003, is he has, ever since then, got away. He's been untouchable. His money has somehow bought him the ability to evade justice. And so I'm fascinated by the fact that the public corruption unit has been involved in this investigation as well as the FBI. One of the things that has haunted me is that there I was trying to expose this man in 2003, and the first FBI investigation, the one that got neutered by Alexander Acosta, didn't begin until 2006. So it's always been on my conscience that for 3 years, he molested hundreds of sort of helpless, poor women who were in no position to fight back against him.
Alex Acosta, we'll end it with him, who's now President Trump's labor secretary, was the U.S. attorney in Florida at the time.
Yeah.
This sweetheart deal, to say the least.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeffrey Epstein, if found guilty at the time of molesting, assaulting the number of women who had brought cases, something nearly around 40,
right,
could have gone to jail for life in prison.
If Alexander Acosta had let the FBI continue with its investigation. But instead, there was that he had one meeting with Jay Lefkowitz, a member of Jeffrey Epstein's powerhouse, massive sort of legal team. And he did he later justified the plea deal that was cut, the non-prosecution agreement, that was significantly, by the way, not just helpful to Jeffrey Epstein, but helpful to 4 conspirators who had enabled him. He claimed later, well, you know, the women's testimony might not have stood up. This was the best deal I could get. But in fact, we now know that he actually broke the law. You're not allowed to cut a deal like that and not tell victims who are cooperating with a separate FBI investigation, which is what happened. They were completely blindsided by this thing.